Thank you so much, Swasti, for joining us from um, Srinivasa Farms. And we welcome you to Food Infotech today. And we have food safety expert Swasti Singh, Senior Manager with Srinivasa Farms. So, Swasti, how have you been?
Yeah, so thank you so much for providing me this opportunity. And really, it's a great opportunity to brief about something food safety. So, yeah, thank you.
Okay. So let's go on to the questions then. Swasti, first um, to, we'd like you to tell us more about the different measures that you take to handle food safety and quality across the many portfolio of products and services that are there.
Yeah. So, in this food safety, there is some defined parameters as per the government guidelines. So, if you see in India, FSSI is monitoring the food safety parameters very closely, and they have some defined parameters that we have to follow. So that is the mandatory guidelines. So in any product, if you like, if it's a food, in food there's a different category, beverages
Yeah.
and all. So in all, there is a different guidelines for particular product. So we are monitoring the raw material parameters whenever you are buying something, so that that basic ingredient what we are using in our product, we have to make sure that raw material is as per the requirement. Then there is an infrastructure related uh, clauses that we have to follow, and infrastructure should be as per the provided standard FSSI. And there is a other international guidelines that we need. If you are certified with that guideline or that standard, you have to follow that. So there's a infrastructure layout, then there's a pest control thing that is a critical everywhere. If you're
Yeah.
in any, even though in our houses also we are following this pest control thing, so that is the one of the key factor in food safety also. So
Yes.
pest control, and it's a, if you see the final, then there is a online quality, while production itself you have to monitor some parameters. For every product there's a different parameters that we have to follow uh, in that case. So that online quality and online food safety you have to follow.
Yeah,
Then
sure.
in that then there is a warehouse management also. So once product is been produced, it's went to the cold room or it went to the any warehouse. So we have to follow certain parameters. Ki what will be the, if it's a temperature control product, so you have to monitor that temperature, and how that what need to be done for that warehouse, that you have to
Yeah.
follow. So you can say the raw material, that online production parameters, and then warehouse, and then in dispatch also. If you have temperature control product, like if there's a you can say if it's a frozen product, so if your vehicle should be like at minus 18 degrees centigrade or maybe more than that, so that we have to monitor. So food safety starts, it's a food safety is involved everywhere, like in infrastructure, in production, everywhere. So we are the we are the flag bearer for the overall company in that sense. So
Yes.
yeah, so we are everywhere, we are monitoring everything in that process.
Okay. All right. Next, Swasti, tell us, how do you all conduct food inspections, and what criteria do you all use to assess compliance with food safety regulations?
Yeah. So as I started with the FSSI, so in this there is a in India there is a FSSI is the regulation body.
Yeah.
So FSSI is monitoring all the like they are providing us the guidelines, they are providing us the clause, everything that we need to follow, documents and everything. So that is the one thing that we are following. That is the mandatory things. Whatever comes under the scope of FSSI, you have to follow that. And there is a internal policies that you will define as per your product and process that you have to follow. Apart from like there is a SOPs, standard operation procedure,
Correct.
there is a critical control points will be there. So I will tell you about the critical control points, that is the critical part in food safety itself. So in your overall process, you will, on the basis of risk, you are going to identify your critical control points, and that point should not be like you have to follow that. If there is any deviation in your that critical control point, so there will be mishap with your final product. So you should make sure ki your critical control points are in place.
Right.
And there is a HACCP guidelines. If HACCP is optional, means it's a customer requirement. If your customer is asking you to be HACCP certified, hazard analysis critical control points, then you should have this HACCP. There is ISO standards also. So if your customer is asking for this, this is a completely a customer requirement. That is not a mandatory requirement, but FSSI is like a mandatory requirement if you are operational in India. And apart from that, there's a FSSC, there's a one certification, there's a BRC. So these all this is a global food safety scheme. These the standard comes under that, and if your any customer is asking for that, you should have this certification. And if you're going to be certified for this you should have a particular system. There is a clauses that you have to follow, and in that complete scheme you should follow certain parameters and clauses. So
Yeah.
like we have to follow there's a lot of there's a actually I will say uh, food safety is a choice that you have to choose, and then only you can deliver your product as per the requirement. So there's a
Sure.
number of things. Yeah. Yeah.
Sure, Sasti, I agree with you. And so tell us on these lines, what are some of the major challenges that you have faced while ensuring food safety and quality assurance? And also, what is the, how do you like address these shortcomings?
Yeah. So, if we'll talk about our challenges in food safety. So, like earlier, there is a concept of quality. Slowly, it became food safety.
Yes.
So, there is we need a basic understanding about the quality and food safety. So, can I brief that? So,
Yeah,
there
yeah,
will be
definitely.
a silver line in between. Yeah.
I'm sure our viewers would like to know the difference. Yeah.
Yeah. So quality is like your whatever your physical in your product, there will be attributes. So if quality is not as per the standard, there is a no risk, like there is a no threat to your life. But if food safety, if any food safety parameters is not as per the standard, there is a threat to your life also. So
Yes.
in that case, food safety comes like it should be on top as per your product. In quality you can consider a specification also. If product is not as per the specification, I'm not going to die, there will be no disease too, there is
Correct.
nothing going to happen in that way. There's a no major risk. But if any pathogenic any infection happen, anything is in your product, and it goes to you, so there is a threat to your life also. So this is the basic difference between food safety and quality. Then,
Okay.
so if any deviation in quality, it should not be there. But if it happened, okay, I will see. But in food safety, like there's a zero tolerance for food safety. And in our food safety field, the major challenge is understanding about this. That we are maximum what you are doing, you are dealing with the workers. There's the workers who are not educated, they don't know about food safety, they don't know about quality. So what they will do, they will come for 8 hours, they will work and they will leave.
Right.
So that understanding with them, because they are the and they are the people who are doing this job on shop floor. And if they are not hygienically okay, if there is a cross contamination from them to the product. So in that scenario, it is important that there is a proper training given to them. So that is the one challenge, because they are not white collar people. We should train them, and after a lot of training also there is attrition in workers. They are not a full time employee, so they can leave. If you're training one person for 1 month, maybe he will leave like that only. So training again, you have to train your that shop floor team. So this is the one of the challenge. Then traceability. This is traceability, like traceability is the concept where there is a farm to fork one concept. Means when you are eating something in your restaurant, any product, so you are able to trace that product last ingredient, where it coming from, like which farm. So that traceability is the one of the challenge. So if you want to trace it, everything you should have all the data, like that your all the ingredients from where you are procuring. So that and from where you are procuring is fine, maybe you are procuring from one retailer, one supplier, but from that production of that raw material or farming of that raw material, you should have that data also. So traceability is one of the challenge in this food safety thing.
Okay.
Training and basic awareness, like it's it's critical thing, we can't avoid food
Absolutely.
safety.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
sure.
So
Okay.
two major there's a lot of challenges, but what I am picking up is two
Yeah,
major challenges that like understanding basic understanding in workers, training them, and this traceability. Yeah.
sure. All right. That was quite elaborate, and I'm sure our listeners would really benefit from that explanation. And now I'd like to ask you, can you provide some examples of preventive measures that you've implemented to maintain food quality and safety, and particularly related to cost reduction?
Yeah. So in while procuring, raw material is the key in your complete process. That is the first step. So in raw material, if you're procuring your good raw material, there will be some defined parameters for your raw material, whatever you're producing. If I will say I'm in chicken processing, if I'm giving an example, so that live bird is my raw material that I'm going to process, and then you will get the final product. So that raw material should be free from any disease, should be have like a weight. There is a defined weight for that, so should be as per the date, that weight thing. So if you're getting your raw material as per the specification, as per the quality standards, your that we can define internally also as per the customer requirement. So in that case, there will be no loss in process. There will be no process loss actually. There will be less rejection, or if you are procuring good material, there will be no rejections also. There's a chance so you can save your cost there itself in process. So that process loss you can control by the procuring good raw material.
Okay.
And yeah, and in after that, if your raw material is of good quality, then no doubt you can seamlessly you can process complete process, and you will get a good final product. So and after coming to the process, in production process, if your all these set critical control points are set, we are following that, there will be no rejection in process also. So you can save money also. You can save money there also, so that cost automatically cost is going to down there. There will be no poor there's a cost of poor quality, that is the term we used. So you can save that here. There will be no rework in your process, and you can save your money here itself. And there is a time and motion study, like if everything is in place as per the standard, there will be no wastage of time also. So that worker who is working in shop floor, if everything is available for them, like there is no wastage of time also. They are not traveling for any step, they are not traveling from here to there. everything is available as per their requirement, so they can save. So that time is a kind of money, you can save that, and in that time they can produce more with good quality, and you can save your money there itself. So these are the some few insights from the production.
Okay, Swasti, now with the increased use of AI and technology in every field today, what role does technology play for you in food safety?
Okay, this is a very good question actually. So if we'll see this, uh, there is a kind of, earlier everything was like self-monitored. You have to monitor everything. You will go, you're going to check everything. Ki temperature is in place, humidity is in place, like parameters depends for every product. There's a different parameters. So a 1 person, 2 person, 3 person in your team, you have to depute them, and you're paying them, and they are going and they are monitoring hourly. They are not doing it like, it can't be per minute, per second, per like that, but you're getting all the data per
Yeah.
hour or something like that. But due to technology, now we have this automation system. So there will, if you're there is automation in your system, you can get the alarms. If there is any deviation in set points, you will get the alarm. So it can be minute to minute, you will get that alarm. So this is a very good thing actually. This automation thing will, it's like it's working for you 24/7. So if you will get alarm in your phones also, if you have that app, so you will get that alarm in your phone, and then you will be alert, so you can take the preventive measures to avoid any major deviation in your process. And like, I will say ki nowadays PLC operation is there, so lot of technology involved in our process also. So there is a like infrared monitoring of temperature of birds or your product, so that automatically you will get the alarm, and then you can take the preventive measures. So that is one thing that's so good. And if I will talk about food safety is like in supply chain also. So once you that material is produced and now it's on the way to like it's in transit, uh, and it's going towards the customer. So if GPS tracking these things, this will provide you the temperature hourly or minute to minute temperature. So you are like you're on alert mode. You're getting that all the alerts from that. If any deviation there in so you're aware of that key. Okay, you can call that driver also, कि why vehicle is there, why door is open, why
Yeah.
temperature is high. You can ask that question. So there is a track. You have not track. That you have clue actually कि what is happening, when it happening. So this all happening due to technology only. And now artificial intelligence is coming into the picture. So there's a lot of things are
Yeah.
happening there in that space also. Everywhere I will tell you. So no doubt in our field also this is happening
Sure.
everywhere. Yeah,
Definitely.
so yeah, so
Yeah.
no doubt
Swasti,
technology.
so tell us more about your collaboration with farmers, suppliers, and other stakeholders to ensure the quality and safety of products from farm to table.
Okay. So, in that collaboration part, for us, so actually we are majorly dealing with the farmers. So, there we are educating them, we are training them. Ki, you can how you can protect your complete farm, your system. There's a term known as biosecurity. So, we are involved in the farming also. So we'll train them on these aspects, will make them understand ki what is the crucial role. And no doubt it's very tough job to make them understand, because earlier without this also people are doing their job and they're seeing the results. But
Yeah.
for better results, for sustainable results, and uh, like you, if you want to be sustainable in a business, you need a system, you need some steps.
Sure.
So no doubt we are training them, we are make them understand ki this is how we are helping you. That is with farmers and suppliers. who are supplying us product and all. So we'll tell them about our requirement, and we have to train them. We have to train them also.
Sure.
Ki why we are asking this, what is the impact of any deviation, if there is any deviation happen with our like requirement, what will be the impact in cost and on the like and consumer also. So there is a something on, there's a cost is on a stake, and there's a reputation is also on a stake. So our suppliers should understand ki what will be the cost of that. There's a cost and there's a reputation, so what will be the loss we will incur. So there's a lot of training is involved in this
Yes.
collaboration. We are training them and all the aspects of our requirement. Yeah.
Sure. Now, we'd also like you to tell us, considering the expansive geographic reach, how do you ensure consistency in food safety and quality standards across different regions?
Okay. So like there is a food safety, all the food safety requirement is the same. Doesn't matter in which area you are and where you are. So you have to follow given parameters. But there is a like, if you are in south, if you're in South India right now, so there will be a humidity will be high in your south, in this area, and that temperature will be high in this area. So, and that summer will come early in compared to other parts of India in this area. So all the preventive measures we have to take, like if summer is coming in North India in March or April, we are going to face it in February itself. It depends. So what we will do, we'll take preventive measures in January itself. So as per the demographic and geographical distribution, we need to be like a little bit proactive. We need to see the trend of the past 2 3 years, ki what is happening right now, because there is a lot of change in global, there's a global warming and there's a lot of change. You can see this year also, I think temperature is a little bit high everywhere and
Yeah,
it's
it's
little
very
early.
high.
Yeah. So that part, like we have to be updated. We should track previous data also, so we can build a structure for coming future. And this is going to impact, this demographic distribution or geographical distribution is going to impact our complete strategy. So if you're dealing with any chilled product or frozen product, so if you're in South North India, there will be like summer starts in March, April. But in our places where we are right now in Hyderabad and other regions, if summer comes in, I think Feb it starts like summer, summer, summer. So we need to be proactive. We need to make sure ki all our cold rooms are working well, and our complete supply chain should work well. There's a no breakdown in vehicle temperature. There's a no breakdown in our production hall temperature. And even though in farms also we are taking the preventive measures, what need to be done for the summer, so that summer management and other things as per the our reason, we have to be careful and we have to be proactive as per our geographical distribution. Yeah.
Okay, Swasti. And for food safety professionals, it's very important to have continuous training and education for effective food safety and quality assurance. So, what are some of the practices and what are some of the trainings that you all have?
So there is a very good initiative by FSSI, Food Safety Authority of India. They have very good. There's a fast track training they are providing. So that basic training they will provide as per your in which like if you are in poultry sector, so there is a special training for this. If you're in catering, they will provide you that training. So but this is a good training and this is a mandatory also. Like every 25 supervisor, one person should be trained like that. They have some their guidelines. Apart from that, like there's a continuous training is required, no doubt, because there's a lot of improvements happening in this field itself. And there is a some like if you're a food safety professional, so you should have these standards. You should know that standard like FSSC, BRC, whatever is applicable to your particular product also. So these trainings are really critical. You should have, or you should know all the clauses, you should know all the parameters what need to be implemented. So this is no doubt, this is critical. And I'm telling you about the FSSI. Every year or every 2 year, you need to be like you have to refresh your training. So that is some mandatory protocols. And that if somebody is interested to know about the FSSI guidelines, that is the mandatory guidelines. So you can visit FSSI website also. So you can, because there is a like yearly there is some different kind of, you will see different guidelines, so that people can visit their FSSI. And for any food safety professional, you should visit FSSI. That is the one tip from my side to the viewers.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank
So
you.
yeah, and a training is like we have product related training internally. You can train your people. So I mean to say that training is critical, and you should focus on
Yes,
training more on
totally.
more on more on more on. You should focus on training. Yeah.
Sure. Swasti, that's a great tip from you. And I'd like to also ask you, like, what are the key performance indicators or KPIs that you use to measure the effectiveness of food safety and quality assurance efforts?
So in that, first is your customer complaint. If you have less customer complaint, means you're working good. Your system is robust. You're seeing the result. If there's a decline in customer complaint trend, or if there's a no customer complaint, this is a good there's a good news for you. Then all the you have like all the regulatory compliances what you're managing should be in place. There should be no failure in that case, so it means your system is in place. Then recall evidences, if there is a no recall evidences, recall I mean referring recall, if something happened to your product at consumer or customer end. So if any food safety related, like there is an incident happened in Maggie, if you people know, there was a,
Yeah.
yeah, so
Yes.
their Goa plant was closed for some time. There was a major recall happened. So if such kind of incidents are not happening, means you're working well. Your system is in place in that scenario. That is the like key performance index, I will say. You're not getting the customer complaint. And if you say your supplier quality cost, like whatever you're buying, and it's economic, like you're buying at a good rate and there is a no quality issue, so that supplier performance is also one of the KPI. You can see ki, yes, our system is robust and we are working well. Apart from that, if there is a no, you're following the FIFO, means you're in your warehouse where you're keeping your products. So if everything is going out on time and you're following first in first out, first manufacturer first out, anything, if you're following in this
Yeah.
category, and so you can say, yeah, my system is in place, and we are following all the things. So these are the major things that that will tell you ki, yes, your system is in place. There is a less rejection in your process day to day basis. There is, if you see ki, before dispatch there is a no rejection, so it's a good news for you. You're following all the system, and system is in place. So if your system is in place, you're not going to see any deviation in your final product. There will be no customer complaint. There will be no major issues, no recall. So means your system is working well and you are working in a robust system. Yeah.
All right. Coming to the last question for today. Swasti, what are some innovative approaches or best practices in the industry for reducing the cost of poor quality while maintaining high standards of food safety and quality, according to you?
Okay. So there's a in whatever we are doing, whatever action you are taking in your process, there is a cost related to that. If you're hiring someone, if you're buying someone, there's a cost related to that. So it's for me, in whatever I have learned in this past years, for me, if you want to control your cost of poor quality, or I will say if you want to make it zero cost of poor quality, so you should avoid compromising on your raw material. You should, you should automate your system in a such a way where supplier assessment should be there. So there, if your supplier management system is robust, if you're buying all the things at right rate, at right quality,
Yes.
and there is a no manual intervention there, if you're able to fix it in that way, so if you're able to buy the good product at good rate, so that is the first stage where you can avoid. I will say for me 65% you can, you're arresting your issue there itself. After that, if you go into the process, so if your all the ccps are working well, so definitely there will be no rejection in your process, and there will be no rework. So if there's a, if your product is not as per the required standard, so what you will do, you're going to throw it out, like it will be waste, or you're going to rework, right? And in both the cases there is a cost related to the process, and that cost will be definitely, that will be called a poor cost. It's not going to benefit your organization or you. So in that scenario, we should be like very careful about it, ki what we are doing
Yeah.
in our process. Each and every step should be in place, and there should be no deviation in that. We should not compromise in our process. So if you want to control your cost of poor quality, or if you want to avoid it, so be very precise about your raw material procurement and your online process steps. If you're following everything, end product will be definitely good. There will be no deviation in the product. So we can
Okay.
control our cost of
All
poor
right.
quality. We can arrest it itself. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you so much, Swasti, for talking to Food Infotech today. And we are looking forward to some more meaningful interactions with you and the senior leadership as well in the future. Thank you for readily accepting our invitation and being so gracious. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for the opportunity. And I just want to add one thing. If any food safety professional who is there, who is working there, uh, should think ki whatever we are doing is going to impact someone's life. Actually, there is a incidents happening. If you see, I just want to add one more thing. Recently, something happened in Punjab. One 10-year girl died due to the cake. So this job is very critical, and
Yes,
we should focus, really we should like be awake while you're working in this field. Food
definitely.
safety is really a very interesting and very important field, and we all should be like, we are soldiers for the customer, and we are working
Absolutely.
behalf of them only. So just work for your customer, consumer, and be awake, and let's save the lives. So because anything can be happened in that scenario.
Yeah, it's a very challenging field, and you all are doing a great job. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you so much. Thank you. Yeah. Thank you so much.
Thank you. See you
Thank you.
later. Bye.
Yeah. Bye. Bye.